Hello, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a headlight restoration on this 2008 S8. Again, to get everything 100% ready for the new potential buyer on Bring a Trailer. So there's there's a little bit of oxidation forming at the top here, very minor sand pitting, sandblasting, and look at the engine running just to warm it up. So maybe a little bit hard to see, but you can see, here and here. And similar deal on this outside. So as long as I've owned it, I don't believe anyone else has polished it since it was new. So I've owned it for about 5.5 years. As we can see here, just a bit of oxidation, nothing major. Kind of typical for this how long it's been living out here. We're gonna go ahead and clean that up. I'm gonna be using from Audi Polishes this Graphene Ceramic Headlight Restoration Kit Pro. So it's got all your sanding tools, got these nice little contour blocks and everything. Never used it before, just open it to see what's in the back here. And gotta have that made in USA right there. Gotta love it. Adam's products always really good stuff. And I think this is about 25, maybe 30 bucks or so. Don't quote me on the price, but it's just nice that it comes with everything, because obviously I lost my old sanding disc somewhere. Maybe the kids ate it or whatnot. Alright, so what you got here? So what they're recommending is you want to do one side at a time. So this will be shared in between both of them. You have a separate set of gloves for step 1, separate set of gloves for step 3. You don't want to mix them together. So there's a step 1, is to wipe, keep wiping. And then step 2 will be sanding it out with the 2 different grits. And step 3 is finally this. And also you're going to need a bottle of water to aid with the sanding process. So let's get started. Alright, before we get started with this headlight, I'm going to tape around here just to protect the paintwork from any sanding and any coating solvent that could possibly damage the paint. I'm using a delicate painter's tape. Remember, giving yourself 5 minutes of prep work can really help save you with any potential damage that could take money and time to take care of later. You got your step 1, wipe 1. We're saying to keep this headlight completely dry. It's free of any kind of crud on it or whatever, any kind of dust and sand buildup. So actually, there was an old glove, so I'm going to take this off, tear the packet open. Comes in this brown antiseptic looking kind of deal, and they're saying just give it a nice rub all around, and just be careful because these guys like to disintegrate on you a little bit. It's so saturated with this liquid, and I'm focusing really a lot on the heaviest, hardest oxidized parts. Once that's done, you don't have to wipe the headlight off. You can discard this. Go ahead to step 1, wipe 2. Don't be shy with it. Give it a good rub. Now, before we go into the sanding step, you want to get rid of any of this excess here. So we're just going to use our little cum rag here to wipe off some of the grease a little bit. Going to pour out a little liquor for the homies as well. Dry that off. So dry off for a second. Now comes the sanding part. Here you got your 2000 grit. You want to start with the lower, work your way to the 3000. So you got a 2000 red color. Put it on your disc there, and you're going to be sanding in one direction for the 1 grit. Now you want to use plenty of water. I got a little bit of soap in this one as well to aid with the lubrication. Move your pad, and this is where the majority of your actual cutting is going to come from. So take your time with it. They're saying about 2 to 3 minutes per grit. You're going to have to judge accordingly how your headlights are, what the condition is. What you want to make sure to avoid is swirling it this way. That's going to create all kinds of different sanding patterns. It's just going to be harder to cut through again with a lighter grit next time. So one direction only. And you can actually feel when it's grabbing the more oxidized areas, because down here it was pretty smooth. It just glides over very easily here. No effort. And as you work your way up, there we go, into the oxidized area, because there's more peaks and valleys on a microscopic level, that creates a higher surface roughness. And you're just trying to level that down. And you'll feel it. You'll feel when this grit stops working. Either it's used up or it's been leveled. The surface roughness has been leveled out because it starts gliding a lot easier. Before moving on to the next grit, give it a good spritz down. Get rid of any of the old, more abrasive grit. Here we're going to put on the 3000 grit. Lube it, rub it. Now I like to go just a little bit on a 45-degree angle because, again, as you look on a microscopic level, the 2000 grit sanding lines are going in this horizontal path. If you go with the finer grit, the same path, you are going to be essentially conforming to the same path. If you go a bit on an angle, not fully, but on say a 45-degree angle or so, you're going to cross-cut those peaks a little bit better, and you're going to flatten out the surface a lot nicer. When the whole surface is at the same roughness average, feel pretty confident with that. Now, big thing, because like I said, I was using soap in here, as you can see. Any kind of coating is not going to want to stick to a soapy surface. Going to wipe everything down very, very well. Going to use some alcohol as well on it. Get rid of any potential areas for the graphene final coating. Not give it any chance to not stick. Now, don't panic. It's going to start hazing over on you like this. You can see it all haze. That's just a 3000 grit. It's all going to go away once the final step is put on. I give it a quick splash with some high quality H2O. Final dry wipe. Let it air dry for a little bit. So here we are. Final step. Step 3. Wipe 1. There's only one wipe in here. And what Adam says is to not fold, don't open it, nothing like that. Again, we are completely dry. And what they're saying, start at the top and work your way horizontally, doing overlapping strokes. Do not go back onto the already finished surface. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to get to tack-free surface and full cure in about an hour or so. That's it. Once you're done, don't touch it. Let it be. And we'll come back once it's dry and I'll give you a clear view of how this works.
Look at that. Beauty. Brand new looking. That Adams polish stuff with the graphene coating, really nice. Nice and slick. Should give a nice, durable, long-lasting finish.